Hello, good morning, dear students. Welcome to Interactive Virtual Class Nagaland once again. I hope all of you are doing well. Yes, students, so in our yesterday's class, we have discussed about what is microorganisms. Yes, we have discussed about the world of microbes, the different types of microorganisms that we have discussed, the 5 classes. We have also discussed about where these microorganisms can be found. Yes, students. So in today's class, okay, we will see the usefulness of microorganisms, how we use microorganisms in our day-to-day lives, in different activities, in different objects, okay, in different materials that we make use of microbes or microorganisms in our day-to-day lives. Okay, so let us see here. We have bacteria. Okay, in our previous class we have discussed that not all microorganisms are bad. Yes, some microorganisms are useful to us. They're considered as friendly microorganisms, whereas there are some microorganisms that are harmful to us. Those are considered as enemy or bad microbes. So in today's class we will discuss about good microbes. Okay, so here we have bacteria, yeast, penicillium. These are some of the example of good microbes. Okay, these are some of the example of good microbes. Good microbes meaning they are useful to us. Okay, so here we have curd, we have cheese, and we have penicillium. These are obtained with the help of the good microbes. Okay, we use the good microbes in order to obtain these things like curd, cheese, and medicines like antibiotic. So we can say that good microbes are friendly microorganisms. Okay, because they are useful to us. So here we have food. Microorganisms. Okay, we use microorganisms or microbes in preparation of our food as well. Food like pizza, samosa, dosa, curry. In all this food we need microbes. Okay, so here we have a microbe introducing itself saying, "Hi, I am a microbe." Okay, you cannot prepare some foods without our help. So there are certain foods which we cannot prepare without the help of the microbes. So let us see one by one. Okay, so here we have a kitchen and we have this microorganism here. Yes, so in point we will see microbes in household products. Okay, how we use microorganisms or microbes in different household products. So let us see microbes in human welfare. So the first is, okay, we use microbes in different ways. Okay, so the first we are going to discuss is this one, microbes in household products. So microbes is used in the fermentation of the dough used for making dosa and idli. Okay, then microbes are also used in production of curd from milk. Microbes are also used in fermentation of dough used for making bread, and microbes are also used in cheese production. Okay, so let us see here. Here we have a mother and a daughter. They are trying to make dosa. Okay, they are trying to make dosa, but we see that it is not working. Yes, we see that they are not able to get a good dosa. Yes, so what do? They left it overnight. Okay, they left the dough overnight, and here we see some microbes. This microbe's name is lactobacillus. Okay, so this lactobacillus will help in fermentation of the dough used for making idli and dosa. Okay, so these microbes, they will enter the dough and ferment it. Okay, now let us see what happens. Next day, when the mother and daughter try to make dosa, we see that it is working now. They are getting good dosa here because this dough is being fermented by the microbe called lactobacillus. Okay, so this is how microbes help in fermentation of the dough used for making dosa and idli. Okay, so this is one example. Another example here we have is curd and milk. This is curd and this is milk. Yes, so in order to change this milk into curd, we have to add some amount of curd. Okay, so let us see. And this curd, it contains bacterium lactobacillus. Okay, the curd, it contains bacterium lactobacillus. This is another microbe which is used in production of curd from milk. Okay, so this lactobacillus will convert, okay, the sugar into curd. Okay, so let us see here. So here we get curd from the milk. Okay, when we add small amount of curd into milk, okay, the milk will be converted to curd. Okay, because the curd, it contains this microbe lactobacillus, it will change, or it will convert the milk in curd, and that is how we get curd. So we use microbes even in the production of curd from milk. Okay, another one, fermentation of the dough used for making bread. Okay, fermentation of the dough used for making bread. So far we have discussed about fermentation of dough used for making idli and dosa, production of curd from milk. The third is fermentation of the dough used for making bread. So here we have sugar, we have flour, we have salt, oil, and we have this microbe called yeast. Okay, so when we mix all these ingredients together, okay, we prepare the dough. Now we leave this dough for some time. Okay, we leave this dough for some time. Then here the sugar and the yeast, okay, this yeast will eat up the sugar. Okay, and it will release carbon dioxide. So this is the process of fermentation. Okay, in the process of fermentation, the yeast will convert the sugar into alcohol. Okay, so here let us see. Take this dough which is being prepared. Okay, put it on the tray and bake it. Now when we bake this dough at 360 degrees Celsius for half an hour, okay, the bread will rise. So we have this bread, it rises to this much. It was only this much earlier, yes, but now the bread has rises. This rises in the volume of the dough of the bread is due to the yeast. Okay, so again microbe is used in fermentation of dough used for making bread. So here we have dough. You will see that when we prepare dough and leave it for some time, it will increase in volume. Okay, that is because of the action of yeast in the dough. Okay, all right, so we have the first question for today. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, the puffed up appearance in dosa and idli is due to the production of dash by microbes. Okay, so I'm giving you 15 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. The puff-up appearance in dosa and idli is due to the production of dash by the microbes. Option A is NO2, option B is CO2, option C is O2, and option D is H2O. Alright students, yes, very good. The correct answer here is option B, that is CO2. We see that the puff-up appearance in dosa and idli is due to the production of carbon dioxide, that is CO2, by the microbes. So here the correct answer is option B. Very good students. Alright students, so let us see here again. Here this is the milk. Okay, the mother is adding some amount of yeast into this milk. Now let us see what happens. Now when you stir it and leave it for some time, okay, then after some time, due to the action of yeast on milk, cheese will be formed. Okay, cheese will be formed. So here we see that the yeast are acting, okay, on in the milk, and because of the action of this yeast present in the milk will be converted to cheese. So here we see that microbes is used in cheese production. Okay, so microbes in cheese production. We have different varieties of cheese, correct? Yes. So these microbes are used in cheese production, and microbes are used, okay, for the production of different varieties of cheese. So this is another use of microbes in household products. We have discussed about fermentation of dough for making dosa and idli. We have discussed about production of curd from milk. We have discussed about fermentation of dough for making bread, and we have discussed about production of cheese. Okay, so these are the 4 uses of microbes in household products. Okay, all right students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, which one of the following is not produced by the process of fermentation? Okay, I'm giving you 25 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. Which one of the following is not produced by process of fermentation? Option A is cheese, option B is milk, option C is yogurt, option D is wine. Yes, students, which one of the following is not produced by the process of fermentation? Alright, students, your time is up. So we have seen that cheese is produced by fermentation. Yes, yogurt is also produced by fermentation. Wine is also produced by fermentation. So here the correct answer will be option B, that is milk. Milk is fresh, right? It is not produced by the process of fermentation. So here the correct answer is option B, that is milk. Okay. Alright, students, so here we have some fruits. Yes, we have apple, we have grapes, plum. So we use different type of fruits to make different jam, right? Fruit jam. And here we have sweets, different type of sweets. And here we have strawberry jam, which is prepared from fruit. Okay, from the fruit. We have mushroom here. Different varieties of mushroom. And we have here wine. Yes, different types of wine. So here microbes is not only used in household products, but microbes is also used in industrial products. Okay, so let us see. Here we have this famous person known as Louis Pasteur. Okay, Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur, he discovered fermentation in 1857. Okay, so what is fermentation? Let us see here. We have sugar and we have yeast. What happens if they meet? Okay, so here the yeast will convert the sugar into alcohol with the production of carbon dioxide. Okay, so this process, the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by yeast is known as fermentation. Okay, the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by yeast is known as fermentation. Alright, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by yeast is known as which of the following? Okay, giving you 10 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by yeast is known as which of the following? Alright, students, your time is up, and yes, very good. The correct answer is option A, that is fermentation. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by yeast is known as fermentation. Very good, students. So here we have a bottle of wine. Yes, we get different varieties of wine, different types of wine. So these wine are also produced by the process of fermentation. Okay, these wine are also produced by the process of fermentation. So let us see how. Okay. So here at first, in the first place, we will to prepare fruit wine. Okay, at first we will crush the fruits. Yes. Then store the juice in a container. Okay, airtight container, and leave it for some time. Okay, it may be months, or it may be years, or it may be just a few days as well. Okay, so when we stored it in an airtight container, after some time the wine will be ready, which is then packed into different bottles. Okay, like this wine bottle, and it is supplied to different areas, to different people. Okay, so this is how wine is produced. Okay, so this is another example of the use of microbes in industrial products. Okay, wine is another example of use of microbes in industrial products. Okay, because to prepare wine we require microbes like yeast. Okay, so production of wine is also another uses of microbes in industrial products. So let us see here, Alexander Fleming's experiment. Okay, Alexander Fleming's experiment. So here we have, okay, Alexander Fleming's experiment. So he left this microbe, okay, microorganisms called Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, he left this microorganism Staphylococcus on a plate, okay, on a plate, and then he went for vacation. So for vacation, we also go for winter vacation, summer vacation, right? So he left the Staphylococcus aureus on the plate and went for vacation. When he returns from his vacation, okay, he saw an interesting thing on the plate where he left the Staphylococcus. There is a zone of clearance. These are the Staphylococcus, okay, but there is clearance between these two zone of clearance. So this made him curious, okay. So he was thinking, so he thought, what has happened to the colonies, okay, what has happened to the colonies of Staphylococcus aureus. So he took some amount of it, okay, he took some amount of it and view it on the microscope. Okay, so let us see what we will observe. So when he took some amount of it and view under microscope, he observed that there is fungi Penicillium notatum. Okay, fungi Penicillium notatum produces a chemical. Okay, it produces a chemical. So this chemical is nothing but antibiotic. Okay, this chemical is nothing but antibiotic, and this chemical which is produced by this Penicillium notatum inhibits the growth of Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, and that is why it is because this is producing chemical, the Staphylococcus was not able to move towards this side, so there is zone of clearance. Okay, so Alexander said he will call it penicillin. So this is how the first antibiotic was discovered. Okay, so here Alexander Fleming. Staphylococcus aureus could not grow on a plate containing penicillium culture. Okay, penicillium is produced by Penicillium notatum, which inhibits the growth of Staphylococcus aureus. Okay. All right, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, the growth of Staphylococcus aureus is inhibited by which of the following? I'm giving you 25 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. The growth of Staphylococcus aureus is inhibited by option A is Penicillium notatum, option B is Bacillus, option C is Lactobacillus, and option D is Pseudomonas. So which of the following inhibit the growth of Staphylococcus aureus? Yes, students. Alright, students, your time is up, and yes, very good. The correct answer is option A, that is Penicillium notatum. It inhibits the growth of Staphylococcus aureus. So let us see more about this antibiotic and how this antibiotic works. Okay, so here, okay, the boy is sick, okay, and is sleeping on his bed. His mother came, woke him up and gave him some medicine. Okay, so his mother gave him medicine. So here we see that he takes the medicine along with the water. Okay, now after taking the medicine, let us see what happens. Okay, so after taking the medicine, the boy again took rest. Okay, the boy again took rest. Let's see what happens to the boy after taking the medicine. Okay, so after resting for some time, okay, after resting for some time, the boy woke up. Okay, the boy woke up and he is feeling better now. Yes, we see that he is smiling, so he's feeling better. He's not sick anymore. So when he turned back, he saw this bottle. Yes, this container which contained medicine. So he wonders, what is this? Okay, what is this that healed me? Okay, that I am not sick anymore after having this. Okay, then this antibiotic, it introduces itself saying, hi, I am antibiotic. Okay, so the medicine that the boy took is an antibiotic. The name of this antibiotic is streptomycin. There are different types of antibiotic, okay, like penicillin, streptomycin, erythromycin. Okay, so the medicine that the boy took is streptomycin, and the streptomycin says, I am the one who cured your disease. Okay, so streptomycin is the one who cured the disease of this boy. Now the boy asks, how did you do that? Okay, so our question is, how did this streptomycin cure the disease of this boy? Okay, then the streptomycin said, I fought with the pathogen in your body. So students, if you can remember what is pathogen, pathogen are disease causing microorganisms, right? So here the boy is imagining, okay, these are the pathogens and this is the antibiotic. So when we take in antibiotic, the antibiotic will fight with the pathogens, that is the disease causing microorganisms, and they will heal us or cure us from the disease. Okay, then the boy asks this, where do you come from? Okay, so where did this streptomycin comes from? We have seen that Penicillium notatum, it produces penicillin, but streptomycin, okay, from where is it produced? Okay, then the streptomycin replied saying, I was produced in the lab by my mother streptomyces. Okay, I was produced in the lab by my mother streptomyces. So streptomyces produce streptomycin. Okay, then the boy said, that's nice, thanks a lot my friend. Okay, so these antibiotics are also produced from microbes, but from good microbes, and they are useful to us. They help us to get better when we get sick. Okay, they cured us from our disease, so they are considered as our friend. Okay, so this is another example. Antibiotic is another example, okay, of industrial products where microbes is used in producing them. So microbes in industrial products also includes antibiotics. So what are these antibiotics, or how do we define them? Okay, we have seen that antibiotic, when they enters our body, they fight with the pathogens, that is the disease causing microorganisms, and cured us from our disease. So what are these antibiotics? Okay, so antibiotics, medicines which kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms, are called antibiotics. Okay, these days a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. Alright students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. Question is, the medicine which kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms are called. I'm giving you 10 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. The medicine which kills or stops the growth of disease causing microorganisms are called which of the following? Alright students, your time is up, and yes, very good. The correct answer is option A, that is antibiotic. Okay. So here we have some medicines. Okay, there are different types of antibiotics. Some of them are streptomycin, then we have tetracycline, then we have erythromycin. So these are some of the example of antibiotic. Okay, antibiotic are mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. These antibiotics are not only used by human, but it's also used in animals. Okay, so here it is mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. These antibiotics are also used to control many plant diseases. Okay, so antibiotics are not only used in human, but are also used in animals and plants. Antibiotics are used to treat many diseases like, okay, some of the diseases which is treated by using antibiotic includes whooping cough. Okay, this is one disease which is treated by using antibiotic. Another is leprosy. Leprosy is also one disease which is treated by making use of antibiotic, and another is diphtheria. Okay, diphtheria is also disease which is treated by making use of antibiotic. Here we have so many soldiers dying. Yes, so here during war, okay, they use antibiotic called penicillin. Penicillin is the antibiotic used by the American soldiers during World War II. Okay. Alright students, let us proceed. So here, vaccination. What is vaccination? Okay, so when we were young, or when you were young, okay, vaccination is given to the children, right, to the young children. They are also given polio, yes, so inactive polio virus. So when a disease carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. Okay, here we have been discussing about antibiotics, right? The fight against the disease causing microorganisms. So when the disease carrying microbe enters our body will produce antibodies to fight the disease causing microorganisms. Okay, so here we see our body also produces antibodies, okay, known as antibodies to fight against the disease causing microorganism. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters our body again. Okay, so when bad microbes enter our body, or disease carrying microbe enters our body will produce antibodies to fight against this disease causing microbe, and it will heal us. Okay, now our body will remember this microbe, okay, the disease causing microbe. So when it enters our body again, then our body will again produce antibodies to fight against this disease causing microbe. Okay, so here vaccination. When we receive vaccination, antigen, okay, is injected into our body. What is an antigen? Antigen is the dead or weakened microbes. Okay, antigen is the dead or weakened microbes. So when it is introduced into our healthy body, okay, here dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body. Now, since the dead antigens are introduced into our healthy body, okay, dead or weakened microbes, our body will fight against it, okay, because it is bad microbe but it is weakened or it is dead. So our body will produce antibodies to fight against this disease causing microbe. Then the body fights and kill the dead or the weakened microbes by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from disease causing microbe. So when we receive vaccination, they are actually injecting dead or weakened microbes. Now when they enter our body will produce antibodies to fight against those microbes. Okay, the antibodies which was produced in our body for fighting against these microbes will remain in our body. So later in the future, when this disease causing microbe enter our body again, they will produce the suitable antibodies to fight against this disease causing microbe. Several diseases can be prevented by vaccination, okay, which includes cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, and hepatitis. So these are some of the diseases which can be prevented by vaccination. Edward Jenner. Okay, who is Edward Jenner? So he discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. Okay, Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. Now that we know about the importance of vaccination, okay, students, it is our duty to spread the awareness about the importance of vaccination to people who have no knowledge about the importance of vaccination. Okay. Alright, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, the disease or diseases which can be prevented by vaccination is or are which of the following? Okay, I'm giving you 25 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. The disease which can be prevented by vaccination are: option A is hepatitis, option B is tuberculosis, option C is smallpox, and option D is all of this. So which of the following disease can be prevented by vaccination? Alright, students, your time is up, and yes, very good. The correct answer is option D, that is all of this. The disease which can be prevented by vaccination are hepatitis, tuberculosis, smallpox. Okay, so the correct answer is option D. Very good, students. Now students, we have been discussing about the uses of microbes in household products, in industrial products, in vaccination. Yes, these microbes, okay, they are not only used in household products and industrial products, but they also help in increasing soil fertility, okay, through the process called biological nitrogen fixation. So conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility is called biological nitrogen fixation. So here microbes like cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, okay, they help in fixing nitrogen, okay, which increase the fertility of the soil. Okay, it also helps in cleaning the environment. Okay, it also helps in cleaning the environment when the withered leaves, okay, or the fruits falls on the ground. These microbes help in decomposing these dead materials of plants and animals, so they help in cleaning up the environment as well. Okay, so here we have leaf fruits falling on the ground. If there is no microbes, they will remain as it is. Okay, but because of the action of microbes or microorganisms, they get decomposed. Okay, so microbes or microorganisms also help us in cleaning the environment. Okay, you will see that here we see a group of students returning from school. We see dead rats, rotten fruits and vegetables, right? So this, okay, the microorganisms help in decomposing of these materials, dead materials of plants and animals, and turn it into compost. Okay, so it helps in cleaning up the environment. Here we see people collecting the organic waste, right, which is then converted into compost. Okay, so what is compost? Okay, compost is the decayed organic material used as fertilizer. Okay, compost is the decayed organic material used as a fertilizer. Okay, so here we plant the trees or vegetables, then we take the vegetables. The unwanted part of the vegetable is collected and again it is decomposed with the help of the action of microbes, and with this compost again we use it for cultivating different vegetables. Okay, so here how do we prepare compost at home, or how can we prepare the compost at home? Let us see. Take a box, okay, fill it with sand, then fill it with gravel for the second layer, then cover it with some leaves, okay, cover it with some leaves, then cover it with sawdust, then the organic debris, okay, the unwanted parts of the plants, vegetables, fruits, collect it and put it above the sawdust. It is known as the organic debris. Now, and then cover it with leaves, leave it for some time. We will see that after some time or after some days you will see that the compost is ready to be used. Okay, cover it with mud, then if we leave it for some time we will see that after some days the organic compost is ready to be used, and this organic compost we can use it as fertilizer for cultivating again, okay, for growing different vegetables, fruits, etc. Okay, so this is how we can prepare organic compost at home. Okay, all right students, so in today's class we have discussed about friendly microorganisms, how we use microorganisms in our day-to-day lives, right? We have seen that microbes are used in household products, in fermentation of dough for making dosa and idli, in production of curd from milk, in production of cheese from milk, and in fermentation of dough used for making bread. So we have discussed these 4 uses of microbes in household products. There will be more examples. Okay, so here the first point we discussed is microbes in household products. Then we have discussed about microbes in industrial products, right? We have seen that microbes are used in the fermentation process to produce alcohol. Yes, we have seen that in the production of wine microbes are also used, and in the production of antibiotic microbes are also used. Antibiotic is of great importance to us. Yes, it's because it heals us and it cures us from different diseases. So antibiotic, production of antibiotic, production of wine, production of alcohol are some of the examples of use of microbes in industrial products. We have discussed about vaccination, right? In vaccination, antigen, okay, antigen or the dead or weakened microbes are injected into a healthy body. Okay, that or weakened microbes are injected into our body. Our body receive these microbes. Okay, they will produce antibodies to fight against this microbe. They will produce antibodies to fight against these microbes. Now, these antibodies which was produced to fight against this microbe will remember this microbe. Okay, so later in our life, okay, when the active, okay, or the living disease causing microbes enters our body will recognize the microbes, the bad microbes that has entered our body. So it will produce suitable antibodies to fight against this disease causing microorganisms. This is how vaccination works. In vaccination, they inject that or weaken microbes into our body. Our body will kill or fight against these bad microbes by producing suitable antibodies. These suitable antibodies will remain in our body. So later in our life, when the living, okay, or the active microbes enters our body, they will fight against these microbes or against these disease microorganisms and prevent us from getting the disease. We have also discussed that some of the diseases which can be prevented by making use of vaccination includes cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, and hepatitis. Now we have seen that these antibodies prepared, okay, antibodies which is being produced by the microbes are not only used by human but are also used in animals and plants. Microorganisms are not only useful in household products, in industrial products, but it is also useful in increasing the soil fertility. It is also useful in cleaning up the environment, and it is also useful in the production or preparation of organic compost. Okay, we will discuss more in details about how these microorganisms help in increasing the soil fertility in our next classes. Okay, so we have discussed about the usefulness of microorganisms, the good microbes or the friendly microorganisms. In our next class, we will discuss about how microorganism is dangerous to us or how microorganism is harmful to us. Okay, so students, I hope you are clear with what we have discussed today. Yes, students, this leads us to the last question for today. Please get your rough devices ready and respond to this question. I'm giving you 25 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. How do you feel about today's class? Kindly give your feedback about today's class. Option A is happy, option B is quite good, option C is satisfactory, and option D is confused. So which of the following option would you rate for today's class? Alright students, your time is up. Thank you so much for your response and thank you for joining today's class. I will see you again in our next class. Till then, take care everyone and have a nice day.